Good morning, my friends. Marty, we're here from Marty's Garden. I tell you what, it's a beautiful morning here and we're getting close to spring. I can sort of feel it in the air and we're getting these nice little tips coming up at the end of our plants. Now, the raised beds, they're doing absolutely great, but they're in a transitionary stage. I'm going to be harvesting a lot of these lettuces and things out of the first bed. We've already got cucumbers and oh man, we got an amazing big cauliflower out of it. Lots and lots of leafy greens out of there, lettuces and rocket, stuff like that. The second bed's already been prepared for spring. So we've got some black zucchini, some yellow button squash, and we've got the eggplant, the sort of Asian one, the purple one there. And I've got peas and beans and chard and stuff like that coming out. And the tomatoes, really close to getting harvest time. They're getting flowers on them, so really excited about that. Going to do a cherry tomato crop to sell this spring along with the compost. And a few other things. I'm thinking about ringing the bell, going up and down the street with a little cart. Believe it or not, I am seriously considering it. Now, we've built a garden out the front. Now this garden, it's very different. It's a compost bay, and we're building the bale garden around the outside, getting ready to plant into that. So we're going to be putting some lettuces and things into that soon. Shirley likes the icebergs, so we're going to be putting those in her. She actually cook them in the Philippines, which is pretty interesting. And also, I've put some, like, what do you call them? The biggest worm farms ever at the end, but they're just composting systems at the moment to brew the compost, make it better for my garden and for my customers. And we planted out some icebergs around the outside of the above ground worm farm, and that's doing really well as well. So I'm going to take you over there and give you a look at that, and then we'll go back at the front and we'll take a look at that system that I'm building at the front. You need to see that one. Just hang around. That one's going to be sick. Look, it's all awesome. Let's keep going. So look how cool this is. The above ground worm farm's absolutely pumping. It's starting to bring the native worms in now. It's getting ready to feed this fruit tree. It's got the bales coming out with the lettuce on top. We've got a little not a cucumber, this little black zucchini coming out of here, a little tomato, a bok choy, some more lettuce, a yellow button squash, more bok choy, more lettuce, and it goes all around here as the summer sun starts getting ready to come over the top. I'll be able to plant tomatoes in here and cover over this baby because it's going to get a bit hot in the summer. But this whole area, you'd think that I'm growing above the ground. There's a lot more to it. There's a lot of tilling and things going underneath with the earthworms under here. They're going to be tilling the next couple of feet and moving all through here and just making this place just alive. This will get better and better all the time, this garden here. And this little bad boy, it's making me some money at the same time. Really, really cool system. Now, I've got something similar going on out the front, and I want you to come and have a look at that. Now, if you've been following my show for quite a while, you would know what I've been doing over time, selling compost, making compost, and building community. And for me, it's just really exciting times ahead. Right, let's go out the front, shall we? So we're out the front yard. There's some beautiful bird calls this morning, and this one just stopped. I was just waiting for him to do it again. Come on. I don't know what type of bird it was, but it's probably turning up for spring, which is really, really cool. But anyway, I've got something even cooler behind me here. And this is this system. Now, if you've been watching for a while, you'd be seeing me building bale gardens. This one is actually a bay. We put the compost in there, we mix it, we blend it, and it builds a garden around the outside. So you just saw what I'm doing in my gardens around the back. Well, this is going to have a garden around the outside of it. And then we pour the compost on the inside. The soil just keeps getting better and better in that space. Now, if we move this area into a new bay, then that's all fertilized and the worms have moved in and everything, and it's ready to build a garden bed if I want to do that. But the exciting part is that not only does it grow food, makes money, builds community too. So as people are walking down the road, they're going, hey Marty, what's that you're doing there? That is really awesome. The feedback we're getting is great. We haven't even really started growing in here in full scale yet. Now, I've added some biggest worm farms ever at the back, they will move into the system. We'll put more bales and things around them, and then put some worms in and start feeding those systems as well. The earthworms will move down below and move up underneath that. They'll be feeding down below, and I'll make really good compost. That's my A-grade stuff that I'll be selling and using in the garden. So we've got 2 of those now. 2 or 4. We've got 2 of those now, so I need to scale up. But what I want to talk about here is connecting everything together. So we're connecting content for the educational purpose for people around the globe, connecting a way of making some income coming out of here. I'm growing my own food to save money and get more self-sufficient and not having to rely on systems. I'm composting out of the kitchen into these worm farms and other worm farms around the area, so nothing's getting wasted. When we're harvesting all the leaves and things around the outside of the plants, also getting composted in a tumbler or going into worm farms. And then this whole thing, the beautiful thing about this whole thing is it actually starts breaking down, right? And you can get the bales and just put it back into the center. And so the whole thing is self-revolving. It's probably one of the most sustainable systems that I know of for growing gardens. Now, I know everyone can't get bales, so if you can't, just work on no-dig stuff and composting on top, and just start layering on top and layering on top. Sometimes we do have to till if you've got very heavy clays just in the first part, like just in the first time, and then you possibly never have to dig ever again, which is really awesome. Now, these systems, they're still going to be planted out in about a week. We're going to be putting some lettuces in and some bok choy, some different things, maybe some strawberries. I don't know. Probably the bok choy and lettuce, I'd say, would be the main ones going in. And then we're getting ready to plant tomatoes. Now, I'll bring you over to the biggest worm farm ever part, because I want to show you how these systems work. You just saw one out the back. Now, this is connected to a money-making system. Well, they all make money, right? Let's keep going. So here it is. It's full of compost, my blend. And I'm going to be adding worms in here. I've just got to add water in here, get it wet down. It's a bit dry. I want it to sort of break down a bit, get any heat out of it, any bad gases, anything like that. And then I'm going to add the compost worms into this one, and there's another one just down there. Now, these hold around about just over 200 litres. So once it's all worm castings, it's mixed at 10:1. That's 400 litres that it can actually feed to. So nearly half a cube when you pull this together and do the 10:1 worm farming ratio, which is worm casting to compost or soils and things like that. So, and then we're going to plant out down here into here, and this will be feeding this whole system as well. Now, what a lot of people do, and I think, and I've done this as well, is you put your compost area away from your garden. And what I'm trying to teach here and to show people what to do is to learn how to connect nature up. Get nature doing the work for you, so you're doing less. Bring it all together. Use God's grand design of how nature works to build soils and build gardens. We're just caretakers of it, and we just use it to grow our own food and become more self-reliant, more self-sufficient, right? And so I guess that's just the message for today, is to work in stages, have a bit of patience, and just go with it and bring everything together. If you've got things that are far apart from each other, bring them in together so you can watch them. You're closer together. You're not walking over here and then walking over there and tending one bit more because that's your favourite part. When you start connecting all things together, it's just amazing. You create these worm highways. So the worms in the bales here, they'll come up under here, and they'll probably move then up under here, and they'll lay cocoons all under here, all the earthworms, and then move up under here, and all under there lay cocoons, and they're burrowing all underneath here as well. And so I've got my composting system that makes an income and that I can use in my garden at the same time, all interconnected, all working together. And like I said, if I pull this down and decide that I don't want to have a bay here anymore, I can just put a garden bed here, and a lot of the work's already been done. It's really super fertile, and I could probably put, like, next season, like a cherry tomato crop here that would just blow people away. Now I'm going to dig some holes around the outside of this part, put some plants in and things, and you really need to stay tuned for it and keep on watching, because I don't have a name for this system yet. Maybe you can come up with something and share it down below. Let me know what your thoughts. Are you connecting your gardens together after seeing what I'm doing? Are you considering new ways to move into the garden, to become more self-sufficient, and to let nature do the work for you? In organics, that's what it's all about, right? Anyway, have a great day. God bless. We'll see you at the next video real soon. Thanks for coming. Bye for now.